everyone. I'm Dr. Padmavathy from Teach Connect. I'm a quality education specialist. I train teachers and mentor principals. In this session, we will know about instructional approach, that is inquiry-based learning as a pedagogical approach. Now, what's an inquiry-based learning? Inquiry-based learning keeps the critical thinking, curiosity in the center, and the student will be exploring all these corners of thinking, critical thinking, creativity, independently understanding the problem and coming to a conclusion. It shifts the traditional model of education from being a teacher-centered approach, that is a didactic approach, to a student-centered approach, that is called a pedagogical approach. Without a pedagogical approach, the student may not be able to deliver the learning outcomes as expected by the teacher. The student will not be able to understand the goal of the content which is being taught in the classroom. In inquiry-based learning, students will actively engage in the learning process. They will ask questions and they will investigate on the truth of the content, and they want answers, maybe by research or experimentation or any analysis. This will ask the student to take ownership of their learning, and the student will ultimately develop a deeper concept understanding. Conceptual based learning happens in inquiry-based learning approach. This is one such approach wherein the student retains the content for a longer time. Now, at its core, inquiry-based learning will have a few key elements. The first one is questioning. The student must be asked to think about a certain topic and ask a question. What, where, when, why, who, how. This will create a cycle of curiosity and discovery among the students. And the next one is investigation. They seek answers to their questions. They will know by themselves, probably by experiential learning or going around and asking for the answers or looking through Google or whatever it is. They will be able to handle the investigation well. Basically, the thinking and questioning skills have to be honed. Now, the third concept in this, the third key element is critical thinking. Students develop critical thinking only if they can analyze. Now, imagine we are at the analysis part of the Bloom's taxonomy. And synthesis finding is the key core concept here. They will learn to assess the power of the given information, find out the validation for that. How much of the information is true, and is it worth following that information? This also gives them a skill of decision making. Next is problem solving. That is the fourth key element. Student, they will come across thinking about a real world problem and their complex problem. They can work individually or they can generate ideas collaboratively. The teacher is supposed to encourage the student to find solution. Then it is autonomy. Students have a greater degree of control over their learning process. They make decisions about what topics to explore, how much of research is required. Independently, they should think on a solution. They should think of the divergent solution and go to a convergent solution. That is very important for the student of the recent era. Reflection, of course, are very important. Reflections are a sort of self-assessment. They help the students to develop the metacognition, the ability to think about their own thinking and try to think about what is not being taught in the classroom. Then The seventh point is knowledge integration through various disciplines, maybe through a transdisciplinary learning. Different subjects might help to solve one problem. Maybe if we are talking about the global warming mitigation or climate change mitigation, every concept of it, every discipline will have some strength to solve the problem. The social studies discipline, knowledge learned from social studies, the policy makers can sit around and talk to the documentation, language and literature students, the biological changes, the physical changes, all can be brought into one umbrella. This is how student comes into a conclusion of a divergent solution, and then from the divergent solution the student will zero down into the convergent solution. These 7 key elements are very important and to be considered by the teacher in order to see that inquiry-based learning happens in the classroom. Thanks for being a part of this session. Share this video to somebody who you feel they might be interested in knowing about the inquiry-based learning. Thanks for watching.